Hello again, Susanna here. Another great question. So why is it that the people who do the least get the most credit and most attention, and the people who do the most get the least? It's like, that's the question. So, viewer question. The people who do the most get praised the least. Why is that? The people who do the least get praised the most. Why is that? And when I say that, where does your brain go? Most people, when that comes up, is you immediately see Hollywood. It's like actors tend to get the most public praise and attention, lots of attention. You know, how many different award shows are there now? I lost count. Because there's an award show for every little thing, you know, so that they can pat each other on the back. And nothing wrong with that. You know, nothing wrong with entertainment, with movies, with TV, whatever. If it's something good to distract us and take our mind off of stress or whatever. But then, you know, there's these things called books. You're reading a book. It's a little better for the brain. And you're not taking in things through your eyes too, and conditioning that happens. But think about that. And then there are the people that work so hard behind the scenes. You know, Hollywood is a perfect example for this as well. So the actors that normally a typical actor will work less than 3 months out of the year, usually on one film. In that time, they might be on call or on set for several hours of the day, but they're actually only working hands-on maybe a couple hours, because everything's cut and pasted. So there's, you know, 15 minutes here, go take a lunch. Here's 20 minutes here, and then take a break. You know, it's a lot of stop and go. Not saying it's easy, but then they're done for the year until the next project. On average. Now there are some actors in Hollywood that work a lot more and will work more frequently. But then who does not get the credit? I mean, sure, there's categories at those award shows, but, you know, who's behind the scenes? You know, the booms, the people holding the microphones over the people so you can hear their lines, right? The people who are setting up the shots, the cameramen who are actually filming and moving and running with the actors, that kind of thing. You know, the people who clean up the mess after they're gone, the people who pack up and set up the cameras and the equipment and the sets and the everything else. That's a lot of hard work. It's time consuming, it's physical, right? And do you even know who those people are? Sure, they run them in the credits at the end in tiny print. But you know, they're doing a lot too. They deserve some credit. You know, think about that. Why do we lift people up that don't really do a whole lot? There are people that work really hard every day. Look at the construction workers out on the street, especially here where I live. Again, 115 degrees. And there's people working outside in the middle of this stuff. And with heavy clothes on because they need to be protected. Look at the law enforcement people out here. I'm still shocked that there are branches of police that wear dark colored uniforms out here, and that dark polyester is sweaty. Side note, funny story. I want to throw this in. So, place where I used to work, a day spa, I would apply tanning cream to people. You know, the self tanner. So I would do it for them to make sure there's no streaks and you know, no smears, and they didn't miss anything, and it's blended so it looks more natural. Well, there was a story of a gal who'd worked there before me, who had worked on a cop, who had applied the tanner to this policewoman. Well, she was supposed to have the weekend off. She got called into work that night. See where this is going? Summertime, obviously, she's getting the tan. This is before spray tans and all that stuff. And it wasn't so orange. But She got called into work and she had to direct traffic in her polyester uniform. They said she came back in hoping it could be fixed, but where she had sweat, it had washed away the tan, and they said you could see the seams of her uniform. Yeah. Crazy. But so again, look at that hard work. She went through all of the trouble to get the tan and then had to go work. Did she get credit for it? Did she get bonus? I don't know. She might have gotten some overtime. I don't know. It's a lot of work. They do a lot of work. They do stuff that no one else would do. You know, think about that. Think about the jobs that have to be done that you wouldn't want to do it, but someone has to. You know, and we don't think about that. And we need to start giving credit where credit's due. You know, think about that and say to people, you know, look at the grocery baggers. The cashier at the grocery store has to deal with lots of people, lots of personalities. You know, fortunately, most places I go, they're pretty friendly. Everybody's pretty friendly. So, but you know, there's always one. That's all it takes to set your day. But think about that and give people some credit. Give people some kudos. You know, say thank you. Give them some gratitude when you see them. You know, I'll do that. I'll get stuck in traffic, and I hate it. I, you know, get behind getting stuck in construction. But I will. I'll roll down my window and say thank you. If I have bottled water in the car, I'll offer it to them. Usually they've got coolers and stuff, but, you know, you never know. There's a lot of hardworking people that don't get the credit. And because of them, our life is easier. So we have nice, smooth roads to drive on some places. That kind of thing. Even the mechanic, you know, that's working for the place where you take your car. You know, you might see the people up front. You don't see the poor guy sweating back there, you know, banging up his fingers and stuff. So think about all the little aspects, all the people that make this amazing world what it is, and give some credit, give some gratitude. Have a beautiful week paying attention. Love you.